are you good with her?
To just straight up answer your question, hell no, I ain't good with it. Who the hell would be good with their wife being gone 2 or 3 nights out of the week?
Chris and Lance had a real father-to-son conversation that showed exactly how tough love works in a family. Lance opened up about how exhausting it's been since the baby arrived, admitting that he's tired and struggling to balance everything at once.
So, Mom came over to the house the other day. We were kind of recapping on the fact that when she was first born, I spent a lot of time at the house, right?
Right.
And
you spent a lot of time at our house.
Yeah, your house, yes, y'all's house, right? It was an adjustment period for everybody, right? Me adjusting to being away from home, you and Mom adjusting to me being there.
I tried to say that to her too, and she just got like all bent out of shape because I'm like, it's a change. We haven't had an infant in the house in damn 28 years.
She was like, well, you look tired and you look exhausted. I can tell in your voice and your appearance and this, that, and other. And I was like, well, of course. I mean, we got a newborn. I'm tired. I'm tired as hell. And she offered to come stay at the house 2 or 3 nights throughout the week. I will be honest, I could use a day or 2 or even 3 just to get some good sleep to where I can perform at my best capacity at my job or what I'm doing, right? I expressed to her, I want to know from you, from Dad, knowing that are you good with that? Are you good with her?
To just straight up answer your question, hell no, I ain't good with it. Who the hell would be good with their wife being gone 2 or 3 nights out of the week? Right. How would you feel if your woman was out of the house 2 or 3 days out of the week?
Right.
Nell and I, we will always, make sure that our grandchildren are taken care of. The responsibilities that our grown adult children have it's a big deal. And as parents, we want to make sure that, we're doing all that we can to help them where we can. But at the same time, we have to adhere to our boundaries. Nell and I, we got to get a hold of this thing. You got to take some responsibility. You got to be held accountable for yourself. Here's the thing. When it first initially hit, that was like, that was major, to come in and say, hey, Mom, Dad, I got another baby. You know what I mean?
Right.
Then it was almost like, okay, the newborn moved in, but Lance moved in too. That was more like an earthquake move, shook. And when the room shakes, all out of place. Your mom and I kind of got shook. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
We kind of get stuck in the middle of a situation of, grandparenting and parenting at the same time, but at the same time, the boundaries get really thrown out of the window. We had a conversation in the kitchen, us as a family, I don't know, some time ago. We set some boundaries for you guys and girls.
We need to set some boundaries. We got things we want to do. Do not freaking call me if it's not an emergency. It's just always something. If we constantly doing all those things, then y'all setting us back.
How you think y'all doing on the boundaries?
The boundaries out the window, man. I mean, it's almost like, what boundaries?
It made some major adjustments in our household, in our relationship.
So my parents have done a lot for us as kids, and it is time for us to really stand on those boundaries and make sure that we have our parents' back.
As I've been trying to tell your mom over the years, establishing these boundaries like that, you gotta let them tough it out sometimes.
Right.
If we're there every single time something happens, when will you ever be able to take or handle the real responsibilities of an adult? You all have blown those boundaries out of the water. It doesn't matter. I mean, if I had to be honest, probably, and we always say this, probably Kayla's the only one that hasn't crossed any of these boundaries. But she can get it too, That's just, your mom and I, that's just something we have to figure out. But it is life as well, so we understand that. We set boundaries with all the children, but the way we raise them, the things that we've been blessed to give them, it's really has their minds up. And we just have to figure out, we being me, Nell, and them, the children, have to figure out how to make this work, how to make these boundaries stick. Not that I don't care, but we all need help. You know, even myself, we all need help. So it's always good to reach out to the people that you know that can help you.
Right.
I don't know, maybe hear from someone else.
Right.
Maybe Martel as a father, because that time management, I mean, him being in construction as well and having his kids, he has them every other week. I'm sure he got something working as far as time management.
It seems like he's got a nice system in play from what I can tell now. So looking at it.
And, I don't mind. He might be able to tell you something that I can't.
Right. You don't want to put your business out there into, too many people, but at the same time, I think that's a good idea. Actually, I think I'll reach out to him sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
He explained that Nell had offered to come stay at his place a couple of nights a week to help out so he could get more rest and perform better at work. But when Lance asked Chris how he felt about it, Chris didn't hesitate. His answer was a straight-up hell no. Chris made it clear that no husband wants their wife gone 2 or 3 nights a week. He reminded Lance that while he and Nell would always step up as grandparents when it's truly needed, there have to be boundaries. Chris told him point blank that being a father means taking responsibility, adjusting to the challenges, and not leaning too heavily on his parents. He even reflected on how the baby's arrival felt like an earthquake in their home, shaking up their household and blurring the lines between parenting and grandparenting. Chris reminded Lance that they had already set family boundaries, but those boundaries had been broken time and time again. And while he loves his kids, Chris was honest that constantly stepping in sets them back instead of pushing them forward. Chris encouraged Lance to stand on his own as a man and suggested even reaching out to Martel for advice on how to manage time and responsibility as a father. The conversation wasn't just about saying no. It was about Chris teaching Lance that parenthood and adulthood come with accountability. It was firm, it was loving, and it was real.